Welcome back to the Sunday Roast with me, Jevy. It has been an unbelievable round of finals, Jev. How are you, my good man?
I'm great, Dale. It's been a hell of a 4 games. Been good finals footy. Bit fun about the Swans. Bit fun I got to get my ears pierced. I don't know when I'm doing that, but we got a lot of messages of people being excited about me getting my ears pierced, especially after I roasted the Saints. So, yeah, it's been a good weekend.
It's been unbelievable. So we started on Thursday night, Jev. A lot of people had, so the money was in at Melbourne. Melbourne were at $2, so the bookies were probably right on this one. Collingwood were $1.80 for most of the week, and then right before gameplay, they both came into about $1.80 each. It was Bobby Hill that actually kicked the first 2 of the game, Jev, and then they held that lead and pretty much just muscled it out for the entire match of the game. Didn't they? Like, it was unbelievable at the start. They held the lead. And, the Ds were pressing. What they have, I think 59 inside 50, still about 23, but just couldn't convert to scores. What do you think of the game?
Yeah, you can see this in both ways. If you're sorry, I've lost my voice a bit, Dab, so bear with me. If you're a Pies supporter, you can sort of see it as, they were too good at the start. They were however many points up at halftime, and then they held on. If you're a D supporter, I feel like one went begging. I thought they absolutely dominated the second half. Midfield, forward entries, weren't the best forward entries, but they kept getting it in there, kept getting shots, and just couldn't score. So they've gone from 2 goals 4 at halftime to 7 goals 11 final score. So what's that? They've kicked 5 goals 7 in the second half.
Yeah.
And cost themselves a game where Collingwood only kicked 4 goals 3 in the second half. They didn't kick a goal in the last quarter. So I don't know. I can see it from both ways. I thought the Pies actually held up really well. Darcy Moore, Quainer, they all played really well. But, yeah, and Melbourne's forward line didn't look like it was functioning properly. But Clary and stuff were absolutely dominant. What did you think?
Yeah, well, a big part of that second half when they actually try to make the wave to come through, this is Melbourne. One of the players, Jev, was Christian Petrarca. He had 7 touches in the first half and 22 in the second half. It looked like every single time he had the ball, he was trying to surge forward or try and make a play for the team so the Ds could actually come through and score. Look, I thought Tom McDonald, obviously coming into the side, my opinion, I don't think he did anything. You know what really annoys me, and if you're a Demons fan, you know what we're doing perfect the other night? Have the ability to either put Max Gawn behind the ball or put him forward of the ball. And you know what? They did not play around with that last 4 weeks. They didn't even entertain it.
Yeah.
Not trying to retry to play Grundy and Gawn. I just think it's so stupid. Like, Tom McDonald wasn't going to go into the... I feel you could utilise Max Gawn elsewhere because it was only Darcy Cameron and Mason Cox in the ruck that Grundy can go with. Gawn is so important, whether you put him behind the ball or up forward just as another target, because they just kept bombing it in long. How many long bombs in? And Tom McDonald, Bailey Fritsch isn't like that. That isn't his one wood, is it? Like going straight up overhead. He's really good on the lead and making space. But I just think the D's have missed a trick. They had a month to get that right, or at least entertain it, and they didn't. And I really think that they missed a step on that. But hey, all credit to the Pies. They've been the best team all year. Well coached, and you could definitely see the last 4 to 5 minutes, or pretty much the last 8 minutes, they just shut the game down, didn't they? They took time off the clock, and then once they did that, every 2 minutes they took off the clock, it'd have to be another goal or 2 the D's needed to get. But yeah, I really think they missed a trick not actually having Grundy. But look, he looks like he'll probably come back in the side this week. Van Ruin, Jev, he's got given a week.
Yeah.
Thought he might have been given a bit of a longer holiday, and obviously Brayshaw out as well. And that's what people forget. It's not only that Brayshaw got knocked out, he got knocked out early, so they miss him for the entire game. His second half of the year has been awesome. And yeah, I just think that really hurt him.
Yeah, absolutely. Max Gawn was absolutely dominant. I know some people would have saw on our Instagram. We got some breaking news sent to us from a source through our Instagram that Max Gawn has a cracked bone in his foot and will not train at all this week. And, yeah, might not play against the Blues. It's a bit of a watch this space because I had our Melbourne source reply to that Insta story laughing at us. So could be true, could be false. Not 100% sure. We might as well give our opinions on the Braden Maynard incident because I'd like to hear what you think and I'll give what I think. What do you reckon about Braden Maynard and Angus Brayshaw does?
Well, first of all, I hope he gets off. I really want him to play. But if I'm looking at it, I just don't know how it's so confusing. But looking at it initially, and we were messaged straight away. I'm like, oh, he's gone. That's weeks. He elected to come off the ground, and he's bumped him in the head, and he's been completely concussed, and he got off. There has not been another player this year that has done that has gotten off.
Yeah.
So my initial reaction is that is weeks, but obviously same thing. You watch it going a million miles an hour, it's hard to change your body position. But the thing that it sounds like that they want is that he tries to spoil, and you almost have to land on them with arms up,
Yeah.
like a cross body or like a body slam, as opposed to protect yourself like that. So I thought it was a week or two. I think that they'll give him a week. They'll appeal and he'll get off, but because they want players playing and everything. But I don't know. I initially thought it was a week. What about you?
Yeah, I can't see him not missing a couple of weeks. I think he got it all wrong. I see it. Everyone keeps going, oh, he tried to smother. He tried to smother. It's to me, it's like a sling tackle. It's tackling. It's a football act. But if you get it wrong, you miss weeks. He's gone to smother. Has he smothered the ball? Nah, he didn't touch it. Has he knocked Brayshaw out by leaving the ground, hit him in the head?
Yeah.
Fucking oath he has. I just think he's got his football act completely wrong, and he's knocked Brayshaw out cold. Brayshaw misses the game, now misses this week. If the Demons go out in straight sets, you can say Braden Maynard has a part in it. I think he has to miss. And it's one of those ones, how they're saying it's either 3 or 0. I understand that, but I don't think it deserves 3. I think 1's enough for it. I think he just has to miss a game for some reason.
I'm so sick of why does every opinion have to be so one way or so the
Yeah,
other? Like, why isn't it just look? Let's meet in the middle. Yeah, exactly. He got it wrong.
got it wrong.
He knocked him out. He missed the entire game.
Yep.
And that's almost part of the punishment. It's just like
Yeah.
you missed the footy completely. The ball had gone, and you're in space and you clean him up. Look, yeah, I just think with all the appeals that they've given it the last 2 years, he probably misses a week. As I said, I'd love to see him play. I want to see everyone playing
Yeah.
at all times, but I think it's a week.
Yeah, I reckon he's getting that. I reckon he's going to go as well. It's a bit stiff, yeah. And we said it before, we've got to give credit to the Pies. We said the winner of this game is front row. There's got like the lane 1 to the grand final. Now they get Port or GWS at a home prelim. We went to the Port Collingwood game at the MCG earlier this year. They absolutely smashed them. And then they absolutely smashed GWS at the G. So, yeah, they've got the absolute box seat to the grand final right now, the Pies. So you got to give them credit. They earned it by finishing on top. Whether you think they're the best side or not, fucking good on them.
And Dacos to come back in, which is huge.
Oh, he will want the ball in his hands so much. Like he would have been the happiest bloke on Friday night or Thursday night or whenever it was.
You
Like,
see after the game how happy he is, and then John Noble's just like,
yeah, poor Johnny Noble. Who comes in? Who loses their spot for Dacos? You reckon?
well, if Maynard misses a week,
Yeah, true.
they'll move magnets around.
Yeah, Craig will know what's going on.
Next game, Jevy, Carlton and Swans, the very first 100K cut. We were there, 92,000 in back-to-back nights. We had Sam Doherty come up and kick the first. I'm pretty sure it was at $28 because he wasn't meant to be starting forward at all. He was just one of the ones at the very end. What a player, what a game. We got off to an absolute lightning hot start. You had he kick one, and then Charlie Curnow. We had 2 goals in under 2 minutes. The crowd was absolutely buzzing. Your opinions on the game?
I reckon we should do a bit of a Skip and Shannon segment. You know, like Shannon used to say something and then Skip goes like, geez, I think I needed a new TV. I did not see that at all.
Yeah.
I'm going to say what I think, whether it's a Swans biased as possible, and then you can completely disagree and say what you think, and then we'll meet in the middle somewhere. So, yeah. Yeah, so Carlton kicked the first 2 in the first, couple of minutes. They were great. After that, I thought the Swans absolutely dominated the rest of the first quarter, but kicked 1 goal 5 for the quarter, including a bad miss by Warner on quarter time. Really, now thinking back to it, it really annoyed me, that 1 goal 5. We had some good shots. I can't remember the timeline, but we had some good shots on goal and just couldn't capitalise. So it's 1 goal 5 to 3 goals 2 at quarter time. Second quarter was all Carlton. It was Carlton were the way I was sitting. I was in the Swans forward line. Carlton's defense, they were an absolute wall. Jacob Wiedering absolutely dictated the game. He was a wall right in front of me. He was unbelievable. That was all Carlton. Swans going to 2-6 at half time. And you're like, you can't win a final kicking 2 goals at half of football. Then after that, I was so impressed with the way we came out. We kicked 5 goals, 3 to your 3 goals, 1. Thought we just had a crack in the third quarter. Like we were willing to give up goals. Like you guys still kick goals, and then we were making sure we kicked goals. So we had a crack. We didn't die on our sword. And then last quarter, same thing. We had an absolute crack, but we kicked 2 goals, 5 in the last quarter to your 1 goal, 2. Left some goals out there, a few rush behinds, and we gave ourselves every chance. We just made micro mistakes all in that second half, little moments here and there, like right at the end, right in front of me. Jake Lloyd tries to hit a short, should have gone long. If we kicked long, we should have hit ups. Little micro moments, but I was so happy with the way the Swans played after half time, where they didn't lay down, they just fucking had a crack. But I can't not say, I think Carlton's game is in great shape to beat Melbourne and go to the Gabba and win. They're just offense, defense, midfield. It was just an absolute arm wrestle, and they stood up in every way. And we were saying after the game, like, no one absolutely dominated that game, but no one really played bad. It was just 2 good teams going at it, I thought. What were your opinions, Das?
Yeah, I definitely thought that we started really well. It definitely got the crowd into it early, which is what we've lacked a lot at the start of this year. As you said, you guys definitely started to hit back. Towards the second half, we did not have an answer for Hayden McLean. He was, for
Unbelievable.
you guys, sensational. We got really stupid with our kicks down the line, and I definitely think that we saw how much of an impact it did have with having Charlie and Harry both in the side, because when it was only Charlie, we got a really good sample size of it. He's flying for everything, and there was so many times I went back and rewatched it. There's just sort of waiting, and they're almost colliding in a lot of contests. And then it looked really predictable for McCartan, who played unbelievable as well, used his body really well. But then Hayden McLean down the line that was there at all times. I thought, as you said, Jeb, the 2 midfields really went at it. Cottrell for us, he had just an unbelievable game for him. He's super fit, and we thought maybe that's how he can impact with his running, and he did hit the scoreboard. Errol Gould and Jev, surgeon from the back line. He was just hitting up targets, so was Blakey. But I thought Chera was massive as well. He had about 4 or 5 one-on-one marks, like up along the wing and flanks, that if he misses, they come back the other way. But I just thought around the contest, where it needed to be won early, we did it. Sam Walsh got his hands on it a lot, but you guys were absolutely coming. You guys dominated us in that point, and we could not hit it front and center. But it got down to the last bit of the game. You guys kicked a goal, and as we said, we've practiced for it. You saw as soon as we got the first other stoppage, Charlie went straight back behind the square. We set up numbers. Luckily, Nick Newman got that last mark. We won the game. Very enjoyable being there. But when we're up by 29 points, I got to a stage, I'm like, when you guys were coming, I'm like, I have not registered that there's a possibility that we're actually going to lose this game. And I started to absolutely shit myself. But to get the win, the atmosphere was amazing. I loved the whole game. But yeah, just the Swans, you can't put them away. They're like a cockroach. They just don't die.
I was
They
saying,
do not die.
I sort of knew the Swans weren't going to win the premiership this year, so I actually didn't mind necessarily losing this game. Of course, I wanted to beat Carlton and whatever, but didn't mind. It was actually really cool being at the G where there was 90,000 of the One supporters. It was fucking rocking. The roar was so loud, and you saw when Richmond played GWS in those couple of finals, the grand final and that prelim, and they say the roar that day there was 100,000 Richmond supporters. It's just like nothing else, and it was just good to experience something like that. Like when Charlie's kicking goals, or when Cottrell kicked that goal, like the roar was just out of this world.
And
When
Cripps did.
Blake Acres kicked that sealer in the last quarter, it was just unbelievable. Or Cripps kicked that set shot. Oh, it was just unbelievable. And it was cool to be a part of. Errol Goulden was this fucking close to having basically 25-3 in a final. It would have been an all-time finals performance. If he kicked that goal that got touched by bloody Acres' fingertip, he kicks that goal, we go on and win. It would have been an all-time finals performance by Errol Goulden. He was unbelievable.
Just goes to show, in such a big game. It is a game of inches and millimeters. Like he had two of those little stops, and like the other time, Goulden running through the middle, you guys were on, and you just see Cottrell. It's like, oh, am I going to make it? Fuck it, I'm going for it. Foot down, and just made the
Yeah,
tackle. We get another turnover, come back the other way. But I think both teams turned the ball over a lot.
yeah,
They were both just trying to just fight fire with fire for a
yeah,
while, and then it did take a lot of the time before both teams could actually, all right, let's try and relax, hold on to the ball. We've only got a few more opportunities. Let's try and make the most of it. But got the win, cannot wait. Going hopefully again this week, trying to get the tickets tomorrow morning. I think we're in a great shape to beat the D's. I reckon we
fucking
should have
right.
pumped them
Oh,
last one.
they're right for the picking. I agree. Are in
Mm.
great shape. And then like Charlie Curnow, like you'd say Tom McCartan. Tom McCartan was very good. So was Lewis Malikan. But Charlie kicks two. He had about 3 assists. You remember that little tap on he gave to someone right outside of the goal square and they kicked the snap goal? I can't remember what it was. It was right in front of me. And then he had a couple of big marks on the wing. He had a couple of nice kicks inside 50. Just everything he touched, whether it was minimal, it might have been 10 moments he had, but he made them all count. It's what great players do. He was just, yeah, he's still an absolute star.
I think that's
Charlie's going to break a final open to smithereens.
Well, that's why I think why I'm really happy with where the Blues are at, because it always had to be Walsh, Cripps,
Yeah.
Curnow. We've got Blake Acres is stepping up. Chera's playing really well.
Nick
Cottrell
Newman.
had a genuine massive team impact.
Yeah.
Like he influenced the game like genuinely, and we're not having to rely on Doherty that much. Like Sard doesn't have to do heaps, like because Nick Newman stepped up.
Yeah.
Like we're just being a team, and whoever's number gets called, they're stepping up and getting it done for us. So I'm excited for this Friday. I'm way more confident after playing them earlier in the year. They've got a few injuries, as you
Yeah.
said. I just think they're right for the picking it now.
Yeah.
I don't think our boys are scared, and
No.
I think the crowd's going to turn up again.
Yeah, it's going to be unbelievable again. Yeah, Cottrell had one of those games like Brad Close did for Geelong last year, or like Vlosten and Castagna and stuff did for all those Richmond premierships. Like role player, just nailed his role, worked his ass off, and got on the end of some good work by the whole team. And yeah, he just, what was it, 11 touches at half time. Like it was just unbelievable first half. Just everything he did was
11
just
touches,
amazing.
2 goals. It was just awesome.
And just like you look at all the Swans players, like they all played, like a lot of them played well. Not many people had shockers. Everyone played well, but they just weren't good enough and they just couldn't kick goals.
It was a
And
good, tough final, MCG, big crowd. Like, it's exactly what you want. I still haven't heard what's wrong with Cripper. Like, what's his rib?
yeah,
His body.
I
Was
didn't
it
see it till after
the
the game.
thickest rib? Yeah,
He's,
it's the
what's he
thickest
put
rib
on
I
that
ever.
rib? That was like a pillow. He had like a doona tied to his side.
He
Wonder if
must.
Callum Mills was testing it all night, tagging
Oh,
him. But even
his
Cripps,
body.
he only had, I think he had 15 touches or something, 20 touches, but he had his moments. He was tough still. He put his head over it, and then he went back and kicked that captain's goal. Yeah, that was the loudest I heard the G all night.
Yeah.
Fucking erupted. So, yeah, happy for Carlton. I'm definitely going to jump on the Carlton bandwagon with you. I'm excited about this Friday. It's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, they're an exciting team to come root for, especially when they haven't been there. So I cannot wait for this Friday. Next game, Jeff. So we had one
Sorry,
more.
manifesting a Carlton Collingwood grand final.
Oh,
It would be
it's
the biggest and loudest fucking thing ever. So,
you wouldn't get a ticket.
no, they just wouldn't sell them. It'd be empty because you just couldn't get a ticket. Everyone knows you can't get one.
You just can't. Next game, Jeff. So we had St Kilda and GWS. Cooper Sharman kicked the first at 23-1. He has been a player that's just, when he gets his opportunity, he does always step up. Geez, the Giants got off to a hot start. Thank God that they had Bedford in this side. Him and Binger went absolutely wild. One of his best games, Bedford, and I bet you the Giants was so happy that he played. Obviously, Cornelio was a late out as well with an eye injury. What do you think of this game?
Jeez, you could bloody just watching this game. Like, how good a shape is the Giants' game in right now?
Yeah.
They're the number one defense in the comp. Their forward line is absolutely firing, and their midfield. You could argue they've nearly got the best midfielder running around in Tom Green. Like the most ready to play finals midfielder. Sam Taylor stepped up. They've got Toby Green. Like their game is in some seriously good shape. It was bloody impressive what they did. It
And then
was
their pace with Whitfield and Kelly Kelly's a big finals player. He's
Yeah,
so classy. He, but I just can't believe over how much once they got rolling, the Giants, they just go.
yeah,
Like they just put scoreboard pressure on so fast. I thought Max King and and Sam Taylor had a really good battle for a while there. Like Max King was taking a few marks, it was good,
yeah.
and then every time that the Saints would try and make a surge, there was too much of an advancement by the Giants. But a few little markets here, Jev. So Riccardi for 3 goals, hopefully cemented his spot in the side, was 475. Max King for 3 was 220. Bedford kicked 2 goals, Jev. That's at $6.
Nice.
Cooper Sharman kicked 2 at 490, and Josh Kelly kicked 2 as well at 825. But your man, Jeff, I'm pretty sure you called it early in the week. Tom Green, you said he'd probably have 40. He had 35. How short's this? 225 for 35.
He was
But a really big impressor on the day. We always wanted to see. I think Saints supporters are like, where's this all year? Jack Steele had 38
yeah,
disposals
he
at
was good.
$13. And our man, we fucking love him. We still think he's probably, when he's fit, he's the All-Australian ruckman. But Rowan Marshall, 31 and a snag, Jev. He paid 775 for 30.
For a
He's one of the
ruckman,
most influential players on a game. Just needs more people to go with him.
he's a genuine star. Like, you know, like I I'm probably 1A at bagging the Saints list and bagging their talent. I cannot bag Rowan Marshall. I would kill for him on the Swans. He's a genuine star. He's a big man. Plays like a centre forward when he goes forward. He clunks, he kicks goals,
He's tough.
and he's classy around the field. He gets touches. Like, he's a good footballer. I respect him. There's a few rumours going around about the Saints and stuff. I actually feel really bad for him. Yeah, there's some stuff that we don't need to talk about on this, but they're well coached. They only gave up 100 points for their second time all year. They're going to have a good preseason and bounce back. I'm not going to be as harsh on the Saints next year, Das. I reckon they're going to be pretty good next year. But GWS are dead set dogs. I was just having a look at the timeline then. So the Saints were 2 goals to 1 up. It was a Cooper Sharman goal, Toby Green goal, then a Rowan Marshall goal, and then GWS kicked the next 8 goals of the game. And then
Fuck.
it's game over. Like, they are, that orange tsunami is back, and their game is in some serious good shape. I was
They,
I was so impressed. Josh
they,
Kelly, Whitfield,
yeah.
all of them, Tom Green, Cornelio to come back in. All their forwards are competitive beasts, like Riccardi, Hogan, Toby Green. Like, they all just, you can kick to any of them one-on-one, and they compete so hard.
And you got
Bedford
Bedford
and Binger,
out.
their team is seriously sharp. I hope they beat Port Adelaide because I want to see them up against the Pies for sure. But who knows? I'll have to deep dive into that game because Port pumped them at Adelaide Oval earlier in the
Yeah,
year.
so, well, my two things. So Kingsley's obviously, it'd be my vote for Coach of the Year, what he's done with that side. And their only 2 floggings for the year, Jev, were Port at Port,
Yeah, Collingwood
and
at
it
the
was
G.
also Collingwood at the G.
Yeah,
I've watched both those games very closely.
yeah. And I'll
I'm
tell you,
telling you, it is not going to be that same
yeah,
smacking.
yeah,
They are going to come at Port because I don't think Port are that good.
yeah,
I think Port don't play defense that well, and they have to fight fire with fire. Why GWS have that defense, and they've got that fucking good offense
yeah.
with those guys that can match Port Adelaide midfield in the middle. I reckon they're going to give Port one hell of a shake. And then I'll tell you what, the Giants would not want to be playing. So the Pies probably a team that they don't want to be coming up against. Yes, they've got the crowd, but they've done it once before. I'll tell you what, they can do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. And how cool was that video? How the Giants have won at 11 different locations this year.
First team ever.
Tom Green goes anyone, anytime, anywhere. I fucking love that. That must be their mentality. Like, they love going on the road and getting big dubs. Like, they are just a team of dogs. And I look at their team now compared to the one that probably should have won the 2016 grand final. But, like, so they still had Cornelio, Kelly, Green. They had all these top draft picks, but they topped up with, like, Stevie J, Brett Deledio, like Heath Shaw was in there. They tried to get the veterans, the cream of the crop, to win the flag. They missed. Now, these guns that they drafted are their stars, but they've got more role players now. They've got your Bedfords and your Daniels that we love, like Isaac Cumming and Perryman and these guys in the side that are just role players while these A-graders go to work. I really like their list. I really like the 22 they put out there. I think it's a great team, great balanced team.
Yeah, they've got a really good mix of like talls and smalls. Like they
Yeah,
got Buckley and Taylor in the back line, and then you got Whitfield and stuff that can push the
yeah,
sides. Lockie Ash,
yeah,
it's good. Like you got Briggs,
yeah,
even Briggs is their ruckman. Isn't he just another plug and play of Mumford?
yeah. He's
Just
just
get a
Mumford Junior.
big tough bloke in there that can just compete. And
Yeah,
yeah, that's obviously the way they go about it. And I can't wait to watch them versus Port. It's going to be a
yeah.
monster game.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. It's going
All
to be
right,
awesome.
last game of the round, Jev, Brisbane and Port Adelaide. So obviously the Lions up there, they're a different beast. I think that's 12 in a row up there. They won by 48 points. We had the first goal. I have it here. So was it Zach Bailey kicked the first at 16-1. Fuck, what do you think of this game?
Oh, when I watched first half, I'm like, Port Adelaide are going to be the third team of the weekend to cost themselves a game with bad kicking. Swans and
Mm.
Melbourne being the first, and then some of the set shots getting missed in this game were embarrassing. Port's kicking, they just cost themselves a game of football. But obviously, in the end, it opened up a bit and they got blew out by a bit, so they can't really blame it. But like, they had the chance to be they hit the front. I swear it was like 56 to 52 or 46 to 42 at one stage. They hit the front and they had the chance to be three more goals in front, and just bad kicking is bad football. And then the Lions do what they do at the Gabba and they just ran over the top of them. What do you think, Das?
Yeah, I thought that the game, like Port definitely were trying, almost same as the D's and the Swan. You both get to a stage where you're coming, but the other teams just had a little bit too much of a lead, and then by the time you've worked your way to claw back into it, they're ready to go again. Then they push on with their second wave because footy, it's such a momentum game. It goes in ebbs and flows. So if a team gets a couple goals on you, it will shift. It always does, and that's what you have to look forward to. But it's how you can weather that when you're not going 100 million miles an hour, and then whether you can push on out. But fuck, Jeff, they were exactly what you thought. But I reckon they're almost. I know just because the Blues have to go that route, but it's almost just like they've got it such a belief there. But if a team claws over the top of them because they always have a lead,
Yeah,
they're never coming back.
yeah,
They're never at the go. They're always in front.
yeah,
Or they're like, can you imagine a team jumps them?
yeah.
I'd love to see them reply. I'd love to see a team come out, punch them in the mouth, and
Yeah,
see what they do when they're on the defensive. But Jeff, they got it done. Some of the markets, a couple of the only big ones. Cam Rayner for three at 750.
nice.
Jasper Fletcher actually kicked three. You could only get him for two though at $12. Ollie Lord. Some people were saying that maybe you should try playing defense. Well, he kicked four goals, so he kicked that was at $34,
Jeez,
and Joe Danaher for five at $11.
how good was Hugh McCluggage in this game? He
Awesome.
was fucking good. And I saw on Twitter Bomber supporters being like, just watching Hugh McCluggage when they took Andrew McGrath, just watching Hugh McCluggage like, and Lockie Neal got tagged and probably beaten. He still had his moments, but just Brisbane supporters will be so happy with the way Hugh McCluggage stood up in that game. And then I saw on Twitter as well, Jasper Fletcher might have just played one of the best first finals ever. Like it was his first final. It was like his 10th game. He was unbelievable. So
Geez, how much are you feeling for Will Ashcroft?
yeah, geez, they would like him, wouldn't you?
He would
Got a
be.
home prelim, and like it is so hard to get there. Like
Oh,
they've got a list to win now. Who's to say Will Ashcroft will ever play in a prelim final again? So much easier said than done. But also just some of Connor Rosie's moments in this game. How
he's a gun.
classy and smooth can he be? He's an
He's a gun.
absolute star.
He's a gun.
He is an absolute star. So
How consistent Sam Powell Pepper's you been as well? Another 19 goals, 2 goals, two. Like he just makes chances and he gets so dangerous. So he's obviously going to be a big one for the Giants to look out for. Um, who do you see the road going through now? So it's the box seat, Jeff, as you said. They got lane one. So you've got Collingwood and Brisbane. Are we thinking that in a grand final? I said before the finals, I think one top four side will go out straight sets.
yeah,
One of the bottom four sides will make it at least to a prelim. I'm not sure if they'll make a grand final, but one of the teams is going out in straight sets. Is it Melbourne? Is it Port Adelaide? Is it neither or both?
we say this every year. Hey, like because two teams have just lost and they get to play again. They're playing two teams that won. Like right now, you feel like I'd be tipping the Blues and GWS. Like you say that every year, like, oh, give me the Blues, give me GWS in a multi. But it's probably easy. This season's been different, but I like the Giants and I like the Blues though. But I think one of them's definitely going to win. I don't know which one though. I think one of them will definitely win, but I can't tell you which one.
If you take both of them head to head,
yeah,
Carlton to win, GWS to win, 5.25.
Oh, gobble that up to us. Gobble that up. That'll be exciting if the Blues win. You got it into GWS.
Mate, to win and then go up to Brisbane. Fuck.
Hey, greatest premiership ever. That's what we said before.
To beat the Swans, beat the D's, go up, beat Brisbane, and then versus Collingwood.
Big fires. Imagine you beat GWS on grand final day. If GWS win the premiership, that'll be the greatest premiership ever.
Oh, if it was a Carlton GWS grand final, Carlton Collingwood, the whole week build up, it'd be nuts.
It'd be that big.
It'd be. I can't even think about it.
They need to just let people just stand wherever they want at the G. Have 130,000 in there. Just go nuts. It'd be absolutely fucked.
Oh, just fucking. It'd be unbelievable. But yeah, it was a great round. I think that what we've learned is that it depends on with like the D's, whether they threw so much at it and they fell short, whether they've still got the belief, all right, we've got enough cattle to go again.
Yeah.
It's almost like, fuck, we overthrew then.
Yeah.
And now we've got to back it up.
And we out of gas.
But momentum in footy, Jev, it is one hell of a thing. So when you're rolling, the Blues have won 10 of our last 11.
Yeah.
We dropped the last game of the year when we sort of packed it in when we didn't have to. And it's the crowd's going to be there again and we're going to be rolling.
If you can't kick goals and Jacob Wiedering's back there, if you can't go around him, you're going to be in trouble. He's like the best built centre half back in the fucking league. How big is he?
He's fucking huge. Because
he's a brick wall.
And I'll tell you what, he's two I see at the moment. Brody Kemp, he's playing a really good role for us.
Yeah,
he's playing hard, doing well.
Absolutely. So Jack Martin, do you reckon Jack Martin gets off? I've been watching it a couple of times. He punched him straight in the jaw. Yeah. I think he gets a week. So what? Mackay and Martin out. You reckon Silvani will come in?
I hope Silvani comes in. I think that's definitely the play.
Anything else? Dow, Fisher.
Yeah, Dow will probably come in, but I think Martin gets off. Have you seen our lawyer's record?
Yeah, I know.
He won Cripps at Brownlow.
Undefeated.
Wait, he won Cripps at Brownlow.
Yeah, he did.
He did what Maynard did.
He did. He jumped off the ground. He got like right in the head.
He looked for 3 weeks and got it off.
Fucking hell. All right. What an episode. What a weekend of finals. The first weekend of finals is usually the best because there's 4 games.
Only 2.
It's like two teams go home. It's always, but 2 games this week. Prelim weekend is always unreal. But yeah, fucking exciting this week. 2 more teams go home. Prelims next weekend.
You know what's sad? We've only got 5 more games of football left.
I know. Very sad. But let's go.
As one chapter closes, another opens. Tomorrow morning, Jev, NFL, we're officially on. Obviously, we had Thursday Night Football, which is fine, but this is it.
This is fucking it.
Getting up early. Cannot wait.
Yeah, my alarm's set for 2:40. That is early, but it's so good. You just get up, you chuck on Red Zone, you have a coffee. You sort of just snooze, doze in and off, like on the couch, and just love it. It's just good to see touchdowns early in the morning.
Oh, I'll be up around 3:30. I'll have a bean and get ready to roll into work.
That's what you think. I can work.
Mate.
See you, bloke.
See you, bloke.